Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Um, go ahead and put in the chat where you're coming from so that we can get started. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Today we have a guest with us, and if there's anybody else joining us, go ahead and put in the chat where you're coming from. All right, let's kick off the show. Miss Jessi Park.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I loved your intro. It gave me so many memories.
Thank you.
Turtle power.
Actually, one of my questions is about those memories. What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Oh, I liked all the ones you played. I would say my absolute well, God, there's so many. I liked so many of them. It was like a ritual to watch them. Two come to mind as being like the ultimate, my favorite would be She-Ra. I loved She-Ra. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but she was like the kind of equal to He-Man, and she had her own show, and she was like really powerful and cool, and she was like the only female lead in a cartoon back in the 80s, which was pretty cool. And then I also like Scooby-Doo and the detective work and all of that. And I think that spurred my love for like just like mysteries in general. So I loved both of those cartoons.
Do you wanna tell us where you're coming from right now and how long you have been in the insurance business? So yeah.
Yeah, so I currently right now am in Alpharetta, Georgia, which is north of Atlanta, about an hour. I just moved here actually like 3 weeks and 6 days ago, so like almost a month. And I've been in the insurance business now for 6 years and 3 months.
And why did you move?
I moved for a multitude of reasons. The main reason was that in 2021, I began having interest in potentially exploring the world of e-commerce. And so I wanted to create my own goods to sell. And, I've always been a creative person. So finding and developing the products were easy for me. But when it came time to store them, I didn't have enough room. And so I needed a home with a basement with like much larger square footage. Like you can just get so much more house and yard for your money here in Georgia than in Florida. So that's the main reason. There were a couple like secondary reasons. The crime in Florida is like it's massively increasing. The population increased by 1,000 people a day during COVID. That put a lot of traffic hindrances. There's accidents all the time. There's an increase in homelessness. And I mean, I could go on and on about, but I love Florida. I'm a Florida girl. And so it's hard for me to like talk negatively of it because I have so many fond memories. And I do love Florida, but I was ready for a change.
There you go.
So speaking of your other businesses, how have they like helped you in the insurance business? Or vice versa?
Yeah, probably vice versa. So Well, so being in the insurance business has taught me a lot, especially being an agency owner and working my way up for that. So it's taught me, I had to learn sales, I had to learn marketing. I knew marketing, that was my background, but there were different facets of marketing as like lead generation that I didn't know that I had to learn. Customer management, AKA client management, all of that stuff has helped me in my e-commerce business.
What are your businesses?
Good question, Sawyer. So my businesses are, I have two e-commerce businesses. One is a line of bags for men and women. They're on the luxury side of bags. They're not really like the kind that you see really in like discount stores or Target or anything. They're more in line with like designer brand. They're very, very sexy, very nice looking. And so I have those bags. I have like 10 or 11 different types of bags in that. And then my other one is perfume and cologne.
And where can we get this stuff?
Online. So the website for my bags is www.execuluxe.com, and that's EXECULUXE.com. And then my perfume and cologne is at elysianparfum.com, and that's ELYSIANPARFUM.com.
Jessi, I'm gonna ask you a question from the side over there. As dad, what I know the story because I read it on your website, but do you mind sharing kind of the story on how your name of the perfume came to be? Because I think it strikes the chord with a lot of people,
Sure.
and also how it kind of in a way relates to the insurance business.
Yeah. So I'm actually writing a book on that. So the whole story is in my new book, but I'll give you a little glimpse into it. So hold on.
I know it's not easy to talk about, so
Yeah. Sometimes I'm fine, and then other times I'm like, So let me actually compose myself first, and we can come
You're
back.
good.
Okay.
So here, Sauce, why don't you ask her another not heart-wrenching story? Maybe one of these here.
What is something you've learned about yourself while being in the insurance business?
That I'm tougher than I thought.
Hmm.
That's a big lesson. And that can relate to so many different things. It's I feel like when I first started in the insurance industry, like life was pretty tough at that time. I was like what I like to consider like rock bottom before I found the insurance industry, struggling to make ends meet. Not I had been let go from a job. So I was on food stamps and unemployment as a single mom. And so like that is what I would like to consider rock bottom, like not even being able to pay bills. And, that's pretty scary. So I learned that you can bounce back from anything and you can become even greater than what you were before. But not just to mention like getting into the insurance industry, like in the last 6 years, I've learned a lot about myself. I'm capable. I'm, highly intelligent. I'm driven, and I run a kick-ass team, kick butt team.
It's okay.
Yeah, and so I had to grow some thick skin over the last 6 years because not many people welcome a woman doing really well or better than them. So I've grown a thick skin, and I'd like to say like it's helped me a lot grow even more. And so yeah, I guess that's it. It says I'm tougher than I thought I was.
So a follow-up, well, something that I heard from that, so like another question, did you ever play any sports that like helped you gain like, because you're talking about like being like a lot more tough, did you ever play any sports that helped you with?
I was a very awkward cheerleader. That's probably about it. And I didn't even make varsity when I tried out. So my strengths are up here. They're not really, I am not very coordinated, not very sporty whatsoever. I'm not a fast runner. I can't throw a basketball, can't, no. So the answer is no, I never did. I like doggy paddling in water. Like I'm pretty good at that. So yeah, no, I'm not a very sporty person. So no, I was in the chess club though. And I won first place. I was a chess master. So
did that, like, you losing, did that help you like get a better like mindset?
Good question. Well, when it came to sports, I became pretty much like knew I was never gonna play. So I would play for fun, like when there was recess and there was kickball or PE or whatever. I would play just because like basically I had to. But I knew I was always picked last, like when people pick their teams and stuff. So I knew I just like learned early on that I'm not very good at that stuff. But I crushed anyone when it came to math, science, English, or anything like that. So I graduated with 6 scholarships and in the top like 10 of my class with a 3.9 GPA. So yeah, so give and take a little bit. Can't have it all. At least I don't.
So more mentally than physically?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, and then is there anything specific that you learned that you've been able to use in your business to help hire people?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the one thing I learned is that really education and the resume doesn't matter as much as the person you're interviewing. I like to get to know them. I like to know what motivates them and what drives them and what their why is. And I feel like that makes a better insurance agent than um, than someone who has a master's or a PhD. I don't feel like that really matters. So that's one thing I've learned is that the resume doesn't matter, the person does.
What challenges has insurance presented?
Oh gosh, so many. So many. Well, whenever you're first starting out as a dialing agent, the challenges are really getting used to rejection. That is probably the hardest part for people, and then getting used to the monotony of dialing leads. And that right there is a hurdle because people will trick themselves into thinking they're working. They will dial for maybe 30 minutes and then go take a break and go eat lunch and go work out and go do laundry and come back at night and dial for 30 more minutes. And in their mind, they worked all day, but they really didn't. So I feel like in the very beginning is probably the hardest part, honestly, because you have to train yourself to really get through those hard times, the boring, the rejection. And I feel like if you can do that, you're going to be successful. And then every other hurdle that comes after that is just leveling up. It's learning how to be a better communicator. It's learning how to deal with different types of people. It's learning how to handle angry people in a better way. So I feel like each level that you go in your insurance business, you just level up if you can just first get past that really first tough part.
Thank you for sharing that. I hope that people are taking advice. As like a follow-up, what are some tips that you would tell people about getting started in this business?
Well, I mean, if you've already gotten your license and you're ready to go, I did write a whole book on finding the right agency. It's called Soul Beneficiary. It's available on Amazon. But if I were going to talk to someone, I would make sure that they first and foremost do what's best for them, right? So there's two kind of opportunities out there. I'm sure there's more, but we can roughly categorize them into two categories. So one would be independent, non-captive, where you have to feed yourself. but you get long-term rewarded because you're building up residual wealth for yourself. The other one would be potentially a captive opportunity, maybe in a call center or maybe working for an employer. And they provide leads for you and potentially a base salary or what have you, and so first off, decide which opportunity is right for you. I know the second one seems the easiest, and it really is the easiest, but you're making somebody else rich. You are dialing and building up their book of business for their residual income. And so long term, that's not really a good solution. At least for me, it wasn't. If that's what you're comfortable with, you do you and you stay there, right? But for me, I kind of didn't have that opportunity. I was thrown into commission only, and I'm so glad I stuck it out. Because the residual income is just incredible. And so my advice when it comes to someone finding what they want to do is, once they find an agency, learn the ins and outs of it, ask questions, ask for a comp guide, what are the paths to promotion and things like that, and then get to work. And that's probably the hardest part, is getting to work and forcing yourself to dial whenever it's sunny outside and maybe you want to go to the beach or the pool or what have you. That's the part to me. And now it just comes second nature. Like, the weather was beautiful yesterday, but I sat inside and I worked until 7. It's just part of what you do whenever you run a business.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Okay, I can talk about it now, Alex. I feel fine now.
You're gonna ask her. You're gonna re-ask the question.
How did the perfume business, or what's the story behind it?
Sure. So, my sister passed away from cancer in 2021, and she has 2 children. Their names are Evan and Alicia, and Evan is just turned 12, and Alicia is 10. And when she passed away, they were 10 and 8. And so the name of my perfume is both their names combined together, which is Elysian. So it's Alicia and Evan combined together. And that actually was, I posted when I went to go Google that word and like what it meant. I was so taken aback because I'd never heard that word before. Apparently it's in Greek mythology, but I skipped that part in school, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember that. But it means like the heavenly, like angels, a heavenly, the utopia. And to me, it was like a God wink, because that's the name. That's what the meaning of when I combine her kids' names means. So it's like a guardian angel. So that is where the name is derived from. And the whole point of the company is to potentially provide them a place to work when they turn 18, if they want to. And then I would love for them to be partial owner one day when they know the ins and outs, and potentially Elysian is getting stocks and, publicly traded and $1 billion company. I would love for them to be a part of that.
Dude, that's so cool. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that you made up a word essentially, as far as you knew.
As far as I knew, yeah.
Yeah, like you made up the word by combining the 2 names, and then the fact that it means, like, I just Googled it real fast, like you said, relating to the characteristic of heaven or paradise.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool the way stuff like that works out, though.
Yeah, I know. It was, I was shocked, and I was like, this is it. And then I found out there's a company called Elysian Brewing Company, a bunch of different, names of Elysian. But you know what? I stuck with it because to me, it's super meaningful.
Yeah. It says here in Greek mythology, heroes, it says, originally the paradise to which heroes on whom the gods conferred immortality were sent.
Yeah, like heaven, kind of, right?
Super cool.
Yeah. So it's in my new book, I go like very much further detail into the story of the perfume and how it came about to be a tribute to my sister and everything. But you'll have to get the new book. So
and do you have a title yet?
So we are throwing a couple back and forth. We're thinking a spritz of sales.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I like the play on words. Okay.
Yeah, spritz of sales, and then the subtitle is going to be probably something like how I leveraged my insurance industry experience to build a viral e-commerce brand, something like
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
super cool. All right, you got some more questions for Bud?
Yeah. What are you most excited about for the rest of 2023?
Well, I just moved to a new home and it's absolutely beautiful. It's what I would consider a dream home. It's 7,000 square feet. It's on 2 acres. I have nature in my backyard. Well, I have a fence, and then but beyond that, I own the property back there as well. And there's always like deer in the morning. So I get to see like 14, 15, 16 deer. Every morning I just have to wake up early enough to go out there. But and just building a community here. That's one of the things that I'm going to miss about Orlando a lot, is that I have so many friends there. I lived there for around 13 years. And so I made a lot of connections in the community, and I knew people in all industries. And, it's going to take time to replace that and find my tribe here. I haven't made any friends yet. So it's going to be hard. That's going to be really hard. And it's hard to make friends as adults, but I'm just going to go to like women's networking functions and stuff like that. And then I recently got married in August. So I'm still a newlywed. So I really want to, I'd love to meet couple friends so my husband can hang out too. But I'm really excited to just kind of like bloom here and grow here and, reap some of the benefits of my hard work that I've done over the last 6 years.
Congratulations on getting married.
Thank you.
What does your husband do?
He works in insurance with me. I recruited him. Yeah, it was a kind of like a running joke. I met him in May of 2021 and we met at a party. And we instantly like clicked and started talking. And he was in sales. He sold Herbalife. And in my head, I'm like, you're not going to be doing that for much longer. And so it was a running joke that if he didn't get his license within 3 months, we were going to break up. But he took way longer than that. But like now he's very good. He's very good. He's written $500,000 in business so far. And he started in October of 21. So he's really good. He's an excellent like team leader, and he knows his stuff, and he's very good at the life side. And then I'm really good at the health side. So together we make a really good team. And so that's what he does. He works for my agency.
And then a follow-up question for what are you most excited for the rest of 2023? Mm-hmm. What are some goals that you're hoping to accomplish this year? Okay. In your business or out of it?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So my agency just surpassed 100 million in premium. So I would really love to hit I don't know. I think 125 million by the end of the year is a really great goal. And of course, I'd love to recruit more agents that see the opportunity. I'd love to be their mentor. It feels really freaking good when I recruit someone and then they get to like partner status and they get their bonuses and all of that. And I can see their life like slowly change throughout all of it. I love that feeling. So my agency employs 3 people. So they do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. I still do trainings. I'm very active in my agency. So that's the goal for that. For my e-commerce business, I would love to, I'd love to break $1 million in revenue. Mm-hmm. So that's a really nice goal for that. That's going to take some time though, because brand recognition, especially the Elysian, the perfume is not so difficult to make a sale because it's a much lower price item. But for the bags, you would not believe how hateful some people are when it comes to new brands that they don't know. And they're like, oh, you're charging that for that, and it's like, well, it's a really quality product. It's patent pending. There's nothing else like it on the market. So either you want it or you don't. So that's going to take some time to get brain recognition for that. So those are my two business goals. I have some personal goals too. My personal goals are to, so I was feeling very kind of stressed out and like anxiety, like very heavy on my shoulders, like with just living in Florida and the commute and the traffic and just a lot. And so since the move, I've actually felt like my anxiety levels like go down a little bit, and I feel so much better. I've lost like 8 pounds just moving here in the last month and not doing anything different. I think it's just like cortisol levels are like lowering, and I just feel better in general. So like some personal goals would be to go hiking and experience nature more and start yoga and like just love myself more and not be so consumed with work. If that makes sense.
What do you think about that? Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
Let's see. What's your favorite cartoon?
One of my favorites was
like he's not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Blaze and the Monster Machines.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one. Do you like anime? No. Do you like Super Saiyan or anything like that?
Never watched it.
No, my kids love Super Saiyan, but they're a little bit older than you. Yeah, I'm not really. Do you like Cocomelon?
Oh yeah. I was dancing to it yesterday.
Really? I'm not really up to date on the new cartoons, so I don't really know what to ask you when it comes to all that. I don't like, to me, I would watch all the old cartoons all day long, but the new cartoons, not so much.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. They still have Ninja Turtles?
No.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
well, they have movies.
Okay. My favorite was the orange one, which I think is Michelangelo. Yes. Maybe Leonardo, right?
Yeah, Michelangelo.
Who likes pizza?
Yeah, I had the video game. I love games. Oh, I'm a huge gamer. Do you like games?
Yeah.
What's your favorite game?
I like Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Okay, those are
hunting games.
Okay, those are pretty.
And I'm getting more into basketball.
Okay, that's fun. Awesome.
What's your game of choice? I didn't know you were a gamer, Jessi.
Yeah, so I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan. Oh. Back in the day, I had a level, like the highest level mage. They've gone up, but it was like a level 120 mage. Now they're higher than that. But and I had the Spectral Tiger, which is like the rarest mount on the whole game. And I was in a raiding guild. We were in the top rating guild, and then but that takes up way too much time because you have to like sit down and play for hours. It's like a job. So now I just play Hearthstone on my phone.
The dog was barking.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
Could you repeat that?
All of it?
Well, just no, never mind. Okay, so you like more military-like games, or
no? They're like role play. It's like there's like orcs, and there's the undead, and there's gnomes, and
like fantasy.
Yeah, it's like fantasy. Yeah. Yep.
So it's at the 30-minute mark.
If she has anything else.
Do you have any
advice?
Do you have any more questions for me?
Or advice? My advice, I mean, I know this is an insurance related podcast type thing, video. My advice to anyone thinking about insurance is, honestly, it is the most incredible opportunity out there. I believe that wholeheartedly with my whole heart. It is a way for you to build residual income for your entire family. And just don't give up. Like, honestly, it's very, very hard in the beginning. You have so much to learn. And then once you learn it all, then you got to work. And that, scrumming up your own leads can be very tedious. But, my advice would be don't give up. And then my question or advice for you, Sawyer, is that you're an incredible 10-year-old. And I've thoroughly enjoyed our conference.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great day, and thanks again for being
on. I hope you have a great day. Everybody, thank you for being on. Jessi, thank you for being on. All right. SMC out.